It was named after our founder, Tom Propert. Propert House used to be based where the English shop is and was moved to the Newson building in 1966. It is now home to over 70 boys.
This afternoon, we would like to welcome some special guests, including 4 Propert housemasters, Mr. Squibbs, Mr. Beard, Mr. Hartley, and our housemaster, Mr. Wolstenholme. We have 2 matrons with us, Sue Hemmings, who will be leaving us at the end of this year and deserves a good rest from all the trouble we've caused. And Kate Burton, who was house matron from 1996 to 2004. We would like to give a special welcome to our most senior members, Dr. Adam Mearson, who entered to college in 1936, and Mr. Charles Forrest, who entered to college in 1940, who joined here today with his son Alistair, who entered in 1972. There are other families of Propertians here today, including David and Stephen Baldy, Jeremy, Johnny and Simon Gold, Charles and Ian McPherson, Tim and Tudor Morgan Jones, Paul and Matthew Nolan.
We would now like to take you through the day and life on a Propertian. We aren't a boarding house anymore, so most of us meander in at 8:15, tired and dopey, on the bus or driven in by an unwilling parent. At 8:20, the bell rings, signifying that roll has started, and we all troop into the 5th form day room. Roll is a very communal event. After roll, there is chapel or weave the joy of lessons, the obvious highlight of the morning. After the mornings, there is toast on offer for break. But when I say on offer, I mean a war between the years to get there first and to place their bread in the good spots.
As an M4, we're at a disadvantage. If we're not there first, we have a long wait ahead of us before we have a chance to put our bread in the toaster. If you're listening, Mr. Wolstenholme, we appreciate a new toaster. After another set of lessons, there's lunch. The food, as you can see today, is probably a whole lot better than the food you were given back in your days here. With
After lunch, we then head to the tuck shop, which has been modernised since your time, with food and apple pies gone, and chocolate and cookies brought in, as well as the blessing of an ice cream on a rare hot summer's day. Like the toast, this is another battlefield. We M4s try to get there early to make sure the U4s and the 5th form don't cut in front of us. We do our best to avoid being yelled at by Julie, our tuck shop lady, who tries to keep her shop in order. Good luck with that one.
At 1:50, another roll is called. After this, some of us have more lessons, games, or CCF. I'm sure CCF is something you all loved. We'll go into that one later on. Games are routine, with boys playing rugby during the winter, hockey during Easter, athletics, tennis or cricket in the summer. We take the relaxing bus journey home at around 6:30. As day pupils, we do our prep at home, but afterwards we're free to do what we want, which usually involves watching TV. At our school, we also have activities, which range from ones you'd expect, like squash, to the more unexpected, like fish keeping and jive dance. All M4s have to take part in a wide range of activities known as carousel, which encourages us to try new things, some of which are more acceptable than others.
On Saturdays, we have chapel, which is a tradition going back to the foundation of the college. It's not really changed, though. We go in, sit down, listen for an hour, do some singing, and come out again. Any attempts to miss chapel, though, are usually thwarted. People who hang around and miss roll are usually caught. People sometimes arrive late on Saturday morning because there was a traffic jam. I've also seen people hide in sports lockers to avoid chapel.
In the older days at the college, there was flooding at Propert House. Maybe some of you were there when it happened. Nothing really much happens like that today, except the roof of the brew room did collapse on the head of the youth form earlier this year. This was a very sad affair, seeing as we couldn't play pool there for 3 weeks. The U4 was all right though. They all seemed to be tough people.
CCF is another thing you will all remember. The opportunities have increased in recent years. We still have 3 cadet forces, Army, Navy and Air Force, all which do lots of activities such as parachuting, flying planes, camps, hikes and rifle shooting. Of course, because we're M4, all we do is march around and practice parade positions. We look forward to bigger and better things as we rise through the ranks. Propert, as Mr. Hartley once described, is good at nothing. Well, we'd like to take that one step further and say we're good at nothing, but we're great at everything. The M4 have a very successful house athletics, hockey and rugby teams. We have some talented musicians, talented cricketers, talented design people, practice actors, some very smart people and some very talented speakers.
To me, the thing that defines this generation at Epsom is the technology used. Everybody texts each other for various reasons like, where are you, or when are we going to meet? I promise you, phones never get used during lessons. In the school, it's common to see someone playing games on their iPod Touch or iPhone. If some people put as much effort into their schoolwork as they did into their games, we'd all be geniuses. Perhaps the most used technology in the school is email. Nowadays, it's so easy to just do your work on a computer, in or out of the college, and quickly send it to your teacher. It's a lot simpler than writing by hand. Epsom College really has been revolutionised by technology.
A chunk of our free time at school is taken up by trips to Farrer Shop. For those of you who don't know, it's a small shop off campus behind Farrer House that makes at least 90% of its profits from visits from students. It supplies us with the many things that the tuck shop doesn't, such as the likes of Coke, ice lollies, and the revolutionary pot noodle. You can go there with friends or socialise with them on Wilson Pitch, the heart of the college. Playing touch rugby is common, and there's the occasional broken arm when someone decides to take the game far too seriously.
Every term brings a different in-house sports competition. Touch rugby in the first term, hockey in the second, and athletic standards in the third. Here in Propert, we're known for being good at all these house sports and seem to do well in most of them. After all, we are obviously the best house. Linking in with these in-house sports is the in-house choral competition. It's quite funny watching Mr. Thompson attempt to teach a song to a group of rowdy and unwilling boys, and our head of house, the little boy, shouting and waving his arms at all of us. We didn't win this year, but we were obviously the best.
We thank you for coming today. It is my pleasure to introduce the first musician, Philip Longhurst, who will sing The Impossible Dream. Mr. Lodge, the head of music, will accompany him.